Are we live?
We
We
are.
are.
Wow, this is odd.
A long time coming as well.
I
I was
think it's
going
been
to
a
say,
run.
how
I
long has it been in the works?
Yeah, I feel like it has literally been forever.
I can feel people watching this going, finally, like you've been talking about it long enough.
And those that don't actually know us going, well, who the fudge are these
Who are
people?
these two random
Yeah.
people?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, welcome to our first podcast, guys. We are calling it the Triple Dose. If you
Can we do
hadn't
like some
already,
sort of signage when we're going
Good.
the
the
triple
Triple
dose?
I mean,
We'll work it out.
we'll
We'll
work
get
it out as we go on.
somehow.
We'll work it out as we go on. It's going to be a bit different today, though, guys. So this is our first ever episode. So it's a bit of a pilot episode. So it's just going to be probably a whole lot of us talking about ourselves, which we don't want to do every episode. Obviously, we want to talk about the world of
Mounjaro.
Mounjaro, weight loss, well-being,
Feeling
taboos, fun
great.
stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that.
Good, the bad, and the ugly.
Everything.
Yeah, because let's be honest, this last, what is it, 7, 8, 9 months that we've kind of been together as a trio has been wild.
Has
What
it really
a
been
ride.
that long?
Yeah.
It
I
has.
think so.
It's been wild, you know,
Bloody
from
hell.
initially coming together to starting going on our live broadcasts on TikTok and
And
having
then when we all got to meet up,
we all got to meet
Oh.
up and the highs and lows of that.
Yeah.
which we will talk about on another podcast.
Yeah. Stay
Yeah,
tuned.
we'll have a whole episode dedicated
Oh
to
God,
that.
yeah, absolutely.
And then obviously all the exciting things that are going to come this year. You know, we're just starting out, but we thought we wanted to create a separate thing away from TikTok that anyone can join in on. So, you know, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and we're just going to bring you, hopefully, a weekly dose of the triple dose.
Yeah. That's
So,
a plan.
Well, I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm so excited. I just feel like there's nothing out there at the moment. You know, what was the statistics? I was talking to Heather about this the other day, Sarah.
Yeah.
I think they're saying now 500,000 people in the UK are now on Mounjaro.
I can believe it.
What
Yeah.
did you say?
I
You
can
looked up
believe it.
the population in the UK and you worked out the percentage of people. Did you not say it was like
It's
7%?
7%.
I can
Seems a
believe
lot.
it. I can believe it. I mean, since we've all started, Heather, I know you've been on it longer than me and Ben, but I've noticed a significant increase. I mean, I would be sitting there in work and someone will comment on my weight loss and they'll be like, oh, how did you do it? And I was like, oh, have you heard of Mounjaro? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm on Mounjaro. I'm like, oh, damn, okay then.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, people
Crazy.
that, I suppose it's not a case of that you don't expect because, you know, who looks like they're going to be
Yeah.
taking, you know, any drug. But, you know, it just so flows in conversation now. And it's just so normal to say.
It's just
Oh,
like
yeah.
an awareness of it now, isn't that? Like
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
everyone's talking about it. There's a buzz about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it was very much a taboo to begin with. Oh,
Yeah, and
no,
I think-
you're on a weight loss drug.
Yeah, and I think it very much still is. And a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of these sort of fitness influencers online that at first were like very much like you're on skinny jabs and it kind of left a bad taste in people's mouths. And now it seems like these fitness influencers are almost capitalizing on that Mounjaro community and they're tapping into it.
Yeah.
So it's wild how in such a short space of time it has come sort of 360.
Tables turned, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely.
But I suppose we should probably, you know, when we're chatting on now already for 5 minutes, if you are a new viewer to us, get used to that. And believe me as well, a lot of what we said has already been edited out because we're just
Waffle.
chatting away. But I suppose we should probably tell you who we are.
I mean, that might help for those
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
especially for those who don't actually know us. So I'll go first because, you know, I just take the opportunity. Why not? So for those of you who have never seen me, heard me, I'm Sarah. I am from the glorious sunny town of Birmingham. I've been on Mounjaro since, oh dear, the middle of June, beginning of June, middle of June, something like that, 2024. I'm currently on 10 milligrams So, I've been on it for like 7 months now. I think I did 5 weeks on 2.5, 3 months on 5. I think I did 3 months on 2 months on 7.5, and then 2 months on 10. And my weight loss so far is 4 stone 11 pounds so far.
Amazing.
And I'm very close to maintenance,
Amazing.
so I am extremely chuffed.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I'd say
exciting.
you're very close, aren't you now?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
exciting.
It's definitely a surreal moment where I'm just like, I never expected to get to this point. You know, I've never got to this point in any sort of other diet, slimming world, or calorie counting, or whatever it might be. I've never got to this point. So to be able to stand on the scales and fit into clothes that haven't fitted me for years, massive moment for me.
Oh,
But yeah, that is
amazing.
me in a tiny little nutshell.
Oh.
Heather,
I
who
was
are
going to say
you?
you pick.
Who are you?
Who am I? I ask myself that a lot. So I'm Heather, and I have been on Mounjaro, I think, the longest out of the three of us. So I think it's around 8.5 months. I started in April of 2024. And like you, Sarah, I am also in the 10 milligram. Only just started though, so I've just gone up from the 7.5 to the 10, and so far so good. I'm loving it. Yeah, and I am so far 102 pounds down, which is I think 7 stone 4.
02102.
I know.
Just let that sink in.
Hasn't sunk in. Genuinely has not sunk in. And I don't know when that comes. Every day now, I'm like, every day I'm going to feel like, wow, that's a huge achievement. And obviously it is, and I can see it, but it's to believe in it. It's to believe in that you've done that you've done the work and that you've actually achieved that. It takes a while for that to sink in, but yeah, I'm loving it.
100%.
Can I just say as well, for those of you who don't know that we are on TikTok as well, we'll leave our TikTok handles in the comments, somewhere in the description, maybe even on this video. I don't know, depending on how good our editing skills are. But
Your editing skills.
I
Don't
was
try
gonna
and
say,
yeah, okay.
drag
it's
us
not
into
our.
this.
I didn't want to put that much pressure on myself, but yeah, my editing skills. But your video of you losing £100 literally made me cry. I was like, the emotion of every single weight loss edit that you did, I was like, oh
How long did
no.
that video take you?
How
Yeah,
long did
I
it
thought-
take me?
yeah.
About a week. About a week. I would
gonna
just spend
say,
a
that's
couple of
what-
hours an evening, like downloading all the videos, getting to the point where it actually said how much I'd lost that particular week, like the total, and trying to snip it out of the video. It took ages, genuinely, but I knew how I wanted it to look, and I knew what I wanted the kind of end product to be. So it was nice to do it. It was really good to do it.
Loved it.
Yeah, we'll make sure that they are visible somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere amongst the description. And then we've got our lovely, gorgeous, handsome Ben.
Oh God. Oh, I don't feel like it today, Babs. Honestly, this is for our first episode. I mean, I was really hoping to come here at like full capacity, but that's the reality of
Gosh, it
being
is.
on Mounjaro. You know, I've had a really tough day, and I went up to my 15 milligrams last night. So yeah, it's been tough, but my name is Ben, and I am from the glorious. Well, I'm just down the road from Sarah. Actually, I'm in Oxfordshire, and I have been on Mounjaro since the beginning of July, and I have lost 6.5 stone. So yeah, quite a
Amazing.
big difference. Quite a big
Gorgeous.
difference.
That
And
is-
do you know what? For me, I'm slightly different. I do kind of still shock myself every day. So I'm like, still now, I get up in the morning and still like I look in the mirror and I go, what the hell? Like, and then and it's like, but it's still, I'm still getting it. Like, how many months is that? Like 7, 8 months?
yeah.
And I'm
The
still
whole-
like, it's just crazy.
I'm sure they say it takes like 6 months for your brain to catch up with your body, kind of the mentality. Like I will still go to a shop and go straight to the back of the clothes because I'm like, I was a size 18, now I'm a size 12. Like, but I can't get into that mindset of I don't belong back there anymore. I belong near the front. And then I get to the point where, there's no size 12s on the on the shelf anymore. Like, damn.
That's the next problem, and it's like
Yeah.
I was in the M&S sale, and normally I could go in the M&S sale and absolutely mop up on Boxing Day because all the free XL stuff was always there, and and now I went in and it was like, because I sort of between a medium and a large, and I'm like, great, like because now
everybody else is
it's quite a common size.
Yeah.
And it's still bizarre to me. Like I would still pick up like a medium top and I'll be like, no, that's not me. Like I still have to go and try it on.
Yeah.
Because I'm still like, no, I'm not that size.
What is that all about? I feel I hold up jeans and I'm like, they ain't going to fit.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're wearing them. I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah. That happened to me the other day. I ordered off Boohoo, and they came, and I literally said to my mate, they are not getting around my waist, and they did, and I still had wiggle room as well, and I was like, how?
It's crazy. It's wild. It is crazy, and I think it's really important, like, because we are obviously kicking off this podcast with some really sort of positive non-scale victories there, like we're all talking about, but this isn't we're going to be very honest and very truthful if you're like a regular viewer. So we don't want it to come across that this is just a silver bullet and there's no work involved. And it's just like, you can just take this and you will just lose weight and you'll feel fabulous. I think it's really important we sort of say that quite early on because it's like I was watching it. I don't know what is it Good Morning Britain or something? I don't know what channel it's on because I don't watch normal TV.
ITV.
Interviewing this guy earlier who'd lost a load of weight and they were having this big old debate. And it was actually quite nice for once because the presenters were coming at it from a really positive point of view, which was odd because we're so used to seeing them come at it with a negative narrative. But I do think it's really important that, the three of us, and I think that's why people sort of gravitate towards us on TikTok, is because we're very honest about our journeys, and we're under no illusion that this is easy.
Oh God, no.
And we have our days when we absolutely plummet and we feel all these different emotions and feelings, and so I think as our episodes go on, we'll really try and get into that, and maybe even do a whole episode on not the dark side, but like the negative. Because I think that's as important as the positive, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's our first episode, so we're not going to dwell on the negatives, but just know they will come.
They are there. They are there.
Yeah, they are there. They're there today, as we speak.
Yes. Yes. How are you finding 15 milligrams then after 24 hours so far, Ben?
Wow, I was working it all out because I went back to my pharmacy last night. So I actually reordered, just to go off topic, I reordered my pen this morning and it's arriving tomorrow morning.
Wow.
Like,
okay.
It's very quick. So
that is so quick.
Yeah, I know. I literally ordered it this morning and I've had a notification for a Royal Mail saying we'll deliver your parcel tomorrow. And I'm like, wow.
Nice.
Just side note there. But I went on my history of my orders and I can track it all the way back to like 5. And yeah, so I'd done 5 for 2 months, a month, sorry, 7.5 for 2 months, 10 for 2 months. And then I've done the 12.5. This will be 2 months, but I'm now stepping up to 15. So I've worked out I'm averaging about between sort of 6 to 8 weeks per dose, which is very fast.
Well, I don't know, is it?
But
I would have liked it to be slower. I would have I mean, I know they recommend obviously every 4 weeks going up, but then I think that's too fast.
Yeah.
I think it all depends, though. It depends on what your start weight is, how much you've got to lose. I think if you have a lot to lose, then you're maybe not keen to be stepping up the doses every 4 weeks, because you're very, very quickly going to end up on the 15 milligram with still a lot to lose. And my
Yeah,
worry would
100%.
be, will that be less effective? Will it start to feel like it's not working?
And
But
it's also
without being on
cost
that
as
dose,
well.
you're not going to know if that's going to happen or not. Maybe you get to 15 and it's just sweet right to the end. Who knows?
I'm very, very suppressed today. Again, going back to the sort of negatives that I have had, really sort of dodgy stomach today. It's been quite painful. I've been really very fatigued, very tired. I do feel like quite achy. And I haven't had any of those side effects probably since the 7.5. When I've moved up doses, I've always been I've been fine. But I would say this one is kicking me in the ass. But in a way, I kind of weirdly wanted that, because I think I was moaning to you guys like the 12.5 is just, it's at an end now with me.
Yeah,
And
you were ready.
I felt old habits creeping back in, and I was like, no, because I'm so close to maintenance.
Yeah.
And I thought, do you know what? It's time. And I went up to 15. And well, you'll hear about it all, I'm sure, in the next few weeks, about the highs and lows of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. But that just goes back to what you were saying earlier, is that this whole journey, individual journey, is not a breeze. It's not a walk in the park.
Yeah.
You are still having to fight the demons of, oh, there's a bag of sweets over there, or oh,
Yeah.
there's a chocolate bar on that shelf. It's only 99p. I might just, pop it in my basket. You still do have to fight with them demons. It's
Yeah, you
not
absolutely
a smooth, easy road.
Yeah. And it's so individual as well, isn't it? Like, the doses are individual, how you will cope with them, how long you will want to stay on them. Your journey really is like your own. It's unique to you.
Yeah.
I
No,
think,
so I
go
was
on.
going to say, there's no two journeys that I've come across
Yes.
of anybody that have been the same.
Yeah, definitely.
No, and I think we've been very lucky, and I don't think many people can say this, but obviously the three of us have been very lucky, because we've been able to, out of pure chance, we sort of found each other and have been a really good close support network. But I think what we identified very early on is there are thousands of people out there who are perhaps feeling like they're doing this on their own, and we've amazingly been able to create this wider community, I would say, that has just absolutely kept me going. And I think my advice to anyone who sort of feels like they're kind of doing this on their own, or maybe they've just searched and found us today and they're thinking about it, is go and find your people.
Yeah.
Because I think, without, shout out obviously to you two, like, mainly, but without our wider amazing community, I don't think I would have got as far as I have,
No.
really.
And I think that about TikTok as well. Like, I think if I hadn't found randomly that video on TikTok about Mounjaro, then decided to give it a go, then decided to document my own journey on there, like, I'm not sure I would still be taking it. Like, I'm not
No.
sure I wouldn't have given up by now.
No, I think you're right. I think, yeah, I know, I do agree. And I think that just find your people and just, reach out. TikTok's an amazing tool. Any social media is, but TikTok's really great. Get liking videos or commenting on videos. Set your algorithm up to really understand what you want to see, and you will naturally just find your sort of click. And I say click, but TikTok,
In a nice way.
in a nice way. TikTok has naturally created these really nice little clicks where you've got little groups of people that just all vibe. Yeah, absolutely. And I think we are one of them. And I think we all massively appreciate the situation we're in. We went to the extent of all getting together, didn't we? And just, it was amazing. It was amazing. And we've got more planned for this year, where we can all just get together and just support and share our stories and cry, because we've all been there.
And I don't think you can underestimate that support. You know what I mean? Like, you really need it. Like, if you think to other diets that we've all done it's all been based around that support, be it Slimming World, be it Cambridge Diet. Do you know there's that kind of one-to-one, or there's that group setting? And then I feel when you come onto this, well, when we all came onto it, that I didn't feel like there was a lot of information out there. There wasn't a lot of like lived experience out there. So it was quite hard.
We have a fourth presenter.
Bobby,
Oh,
guys.
look.
Hi.
We've got a podcast cat.
Yeah, we have the podcast cat. Hello, Cruella. This is Cruella. She is the podcast cat.
Well, there we go. She has to join us on every episode now.
Oh, she will. She will. Without a doubt. Now go away, go on.
What a diva. Yeah, I think it's been massively important, hasn't it, to all of us? And that will continue. And I think the biggest thing for me is like, yeah, I've kind of lost the majority of my weight now, but I'm now going into a whole scary phase that not many people are in, and that's in the wider community, is what we now call the maintenance phase, and how that looks. And I think by going into that phase of my life now with all of my amazing people around me is just going to make it a lot easier.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so I feel like we've talked and talked and talked, and we said it was going to be a very short one because obviously it's our first episode and we didn't really have a topic, but I feel like it's naturally, as usual, we've just gone on and on.
Yeah.
Just waffle. That's what we do best. We waffle.
Exactly.
We waffle. I hope if you're still here listening to us waffle, thank you.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, but what we plan to do is at the end of each episode, we want to get some non-scale victories from people who are listening, our friends, any family members, anyone that you don't know us, send them in to us. And also any stories you might think that would be fun to discuss. They can be embarrassing, they can be sad, they can be funny, just something you might want to share with everyone. So we're just sort of pleading, because this is our first episode, so we haven't got anything to share with you today.
And also, just to add on to the back of that, Ben, if you've got any underlying questions, anything that you can't find the answer to, or you found multiple answers to, and you just want a second, third, or fourth opinion from us.
Yeah.
You know, and just to clarify, none of us are medical professionals. We are walking Mounjaro clients, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't know of a better word to say.
We're not experts.
We are not experts at all. We will share our own personal opinions and our own personal journeys with you guys. And we will be as truthful and as honest as we can be. But if you've got any sort of questions that you want to ask us about what we've been through,
and I think between us, when you think of all the lived experience that we've got between us, like I think we've covered most things that you're going to cover.
Yeah. We've more than likely been there, done that, and ticked the box 5 times.
And
over.
if we don't know, we can reach out to an amazing network of people that we've now got. So please do chuck it in there. But if you've got a funny story, if you've got a non-scale victory, and people who don't know what that is because we go on about losing weight and stuff, but what are the things that happen off the scale? So you've never been able to fit into a size 14, you've never been able to get into that ride at Alton Towers, like little things that have happened that you've gone, wow.
You know, I saw about a molting. This is a Mounjaro side effect. There you go. All about hair loss. I saw someone's non-scale victory the other day, and I won't say who it was, but they said that they'd gone down a shoe size because their feet aren't as swollen. They've actually now gone down a shoe size, and I was like, that's incredible.
Crazy,
it's the little things that you don't think about.
I'd like to go down a shoe size because I really struggle. No shops ever have size 12s.
Heather, you're the same height as me. I'm guessing you're probably going to be the same shoe size as me.
I'm a 7 or an 8. I go between a 7 or an 8.
I'm an 8 or a 9. I must have really long toes.
Bloody hell, basketball thing.
Cut my toenails.
And if you want to see Sarah's toes, just let us know.
Request it below. I don't charge much.
Tuck it below.
And likewise, if there's anything, as well as questions, as well as your non-scale victories, what do you want to see? What topics do you want to see us discuss? Like the good, the bad, the ugly, the hilarious. Like, let us know. Are there special guests you'd like to see? What would you like to see?
Yeah.
Who do you want?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
We're doing this with you and for you. So it's kind of like we're not just going to project what we think you want. If you can message me on my socials and just say, Ben, I'd really like to hear about X because no one's talking about it. Is it controversial? Trust me, we've had our share of controversy over the last few months. Let's just leave it with that. And we're happy to talk about it.
Yeah.
So chuck your questions away.
Nothing shameful, nothing's embarrassing. It is
No.
Exactly what I was
honestly,
gonna
if you
say.
guys are going through it, so are other people.
And
Yeah.
we've
Like,
probably
you're not
been...
the only person.
Yeah.
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 Well, I think that's a
No.
natural... Do you think that's a natural close, guys?
I think so.
And that's good.
I think so.
Wow, I suppose, Heather, do you want to kind of give a little sneak peek? So for next week, what we're going to be discussing?
So next week, obviously, we've not yet got any suggestions from you guys. So we've got together and we've decided that next week we're going to talk about something called thin privilege.
What does that entail?
Thin
Well,
privilege.
Thin privilege is how society views people in bigger bodies versus people in smaller bodies, and do they favour people in smaller, thinner bodies more than they do?
It's a
the larger
controversial
bodies?
topic. It causes a lot of arguments, and that's what we're here for. Not the arguments, but we're here to create a conversations. I would say tune in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and if you've got an opinion that you want to add and we can read it out on next week's podcast, by all means, you can find us on social media. We'll pop our TikTok names below. You can drop us a message and who knows, you might get read out next week.
Amazing. Well, thank you, girlies, as always.
Thank you.
No,
and
thank
thank you, everybody,
you.
for listening and watching.
Yeah,
We
if
really
you're
Yeah.
still here, you get an award. Okay.
get a badge.
Right then, until the next time, next week,
Next week,
The-
how'd it go?
the triple dose.
We could all look like go the, and then you go that, and then and we could just.
MID.
We're gonna work
We'll
on
get
it.
better. We'll get better.
We're gonna work
Promise
on
we'll
it.
get better.
Yeah.
Right. Love you all.
Love you
Thank
all.
you.
Bye.
Bye.